totally scattered, really more useful and usable.
So we can go over the crypto apps experience today, which is, I think many of us in the room are familiar with. It's this horrible experience for a new user, which takes you, sometimes up to 2 days to register at an exchange with some sort of ID, be it, Coinbase, and then once you get that crypto, you transfer that crypto to your MetaMask account. You download MetaMask as an extension, and then you get to looking at an interface like this, which is just, highly convoluted for any new user. And then what do we have on mobile? We have these in-browser apps, which is standard across all mobile wallets. Well, most mobile wallets that want to bring decentralized applications into their interfaces. But this is substandard in terms of what we're used to today, which is native mobile interfaces. And they're also lacking a lot of features. So they're lacking, features to get camera access, to scan your passport, or even register for these applications if you want to do it on the fly. So the problem is, again, still a very bad user experience, and in mobile, which leads to the slow adoption. And so we start thinking, okay, where is it that everyone is in terms of what do we do on a day-to-day basis? Where are we spending where are we interacting with digital the most? People think, we live on Earth, but really and truly, we spend a lot of time on our mobile devices digitally. As you can see, if you look at your screen time right now, some people are very shocked at how much time they actually spend on their mobile phone. And my numbers are up there as well with Daniel's, with being around 7 hours. But the things that you do on your mobile device, you don't really think of consciously because you're so absorbed in it and you're going about it like it's your day-to-day life. So you have all of these thoughts, emotions, sexual desires, chats, money, location, media, games, money. A lot of money is being spent on mobile. So the real question is, how do we achieve decentralization? And Daniel brought a really important point up, which is the Great Firewall of China. So the Great Firewall of China has separated the Chinese people from the Western world a little bit and kind of incubated them in their own way of doing things, and brings forth this vastly different UX, which I'm gonna talk on. It brings forth this diversity also of digital species. So now, we have this separation of how things are in the Western world versus the Chinese side of things or the Asian market. And we start having this dissonance to where we can bridge the gap between these digital species, which is essentially what we're trying to do with Alice, is really bring everyone together. So you can see in the Asian market, versus the regular Western market, what are they used to in the Asian market? Everything. They have these super apps which are built on top of platforms such as Alipay or WeChat, or Gojek for transportation services, which open up their protocol, open up their mobile platforms, and let applications, third-party applications, build out transport apps, e-commerce apps, dating applications, social and booking. Even if you want to get a bath for your dog, these kind of things, they're all on demand, but they're all on demand through one application on top of that platform. But in the Western world, we try to keep things simple, minimal. Just we go to one app and then we get one thing done. And then we end up with something like Google Search, which, yes, is really, really nice and really efficient, but we can do a lot more. So the thing that super apps bring in is reduce friction and increase usability, because you have everything right in the palm of your hand within the app, one click away, rather than what we have today, which is I have to go into my Gmail account, then come back out, then maybe check my calendar to see what time I have to send this email to that guy. If he's talking to me in Chinese, then I have to go into translate and then translate my message from English to Chinese. And then, it's just constantly going back and forth, and nothing is just right there within an application for you to tap. Facebook is sort of getting there. They're kind of letting their products be really similar and cannibalize each other. Daniel was saying that there is a clause or there's an agreement where WhatsApp has with Facebook saying, you know, you can't have all of your products tightly integrated with us. We have all of these billions of users, but you know, that agreement is running out. So what's going to happen is WhatsApp going to cannibalize everything, and do we really trust a company like Facebook or Google to be handling our data? That's another point. So if we look at it if we look at product from an application like WeChat, WeChat is this already live implementation of these super apps and one of the most successful apps to date. And the product designer at WeChat, a guy called Alan Zhang, which you'd be really surprised at the ethos that this guy has in terms of building out products. He has user is your friend, you know. With a mentality like this, I mean, people think of WeChat as a highly surveilled, very tightly knitted with the government, but he has these core awesome product principles, such as the user is your friend, put the user first no matter what. Technology is for efficiency. They want people to get on the app and just go straight to what they want. KPI is a secondary, which like brings an awesome working environment, and decentralized ecosystem, which you'd be, you know, very, very surprised about coming from like a centralized solution such as WeChat. This means basically what WeChat are doing is they're opening up their app so that any other application can build inside of it and get access to the WeChat payment system, which is kind of like the blockchain system today. So that brings us to the point, like, okay, if this is the way the world is going in the Chinese world, and also we have this problem of if we build multiple mobile wallets in the App Store, then there's the segregation of all of our funds that have to be deposited in each of these applications. Why don't we take a similar approach that MetaMask has for web, where it's like I have my one wallet and I can access all of these applications. So then it brings in the concept of crypto super apps. An application that does this decently well is Zerion, but they're not decentralized. They want to curate all of these protocols and products within one interface that they define, and they abstract away all the useful data, the useful interactions for users that they see. But you know, this has its problems. It's a web interface. There's no wallet. It relies on MetaMask, and it also relies on the speed of them to bring their ideas of what applications users should want. So again, web experience. The state of crypto is mostly web-oriented, and they're trying to go from web to mobile. But the problem is, it's way too hard to build crypto apps in mobile because of the fact that, you know, the segregation of wallets, and if you're trying to build a mobile wallet, you have to build out the entire infrastructure for a wallet to then build out your application on top of it. So it's like, you know, trying to sell an item on eBay. You have to build the entire eBay platform and like plus the payment integration to then sell that one item on eBay. It's kind of pointless. So our solution is we've identified that 70% of crypto apps are written in React. There's a cool survey that a lot of people participated on Twitter. And there's also this awesome technology that Facebook released, which is React Native, which takes most of your React code and translates it into iOS and Android using one code base. So if these crypto applications are looking to make the transition from web to mobile, it's going to be as seamless as possible. So this is a core technology we're using in Alice. Also, what we're doing is building out a native code base in both mobile phones as the Alice SDK. We want this SDK to also be hooked up to, you know, decentralized exchange relayers. And Dan had like awesome ideas around layer 2 solutions and relays, which we think would be a core part of this SDK as well. But back to it is that through this SDK, a crypto application, any crypto application, we want to make it as open as possible, can access the Ethereum blockchain, can prompt the user to spend their crypto through the platform, but they can also get these awesome user-centric or really great user experience solutions that make mobile so efficient, such as push notifications, camera access, and location features. So that applications like local Ethereum can take their web interface, as it looks like today, and offer up a mobile solution that looks and feels like the mobile apps that we're all used to using, and we use every day to make our lives way easier. This is a look into what Alice is. So this is our initial proof of concept behind the super app. And as you can see, it's like a lot like an interface to an app store. But we want any application to build inside of the mobile app and get access to a mobile wallet. And also provide mobile native interfaces. So you get things like, your tab browsers, also access to camera features, push notifications, location features, and also the user's wallet. So when I want to sign a message or send off some funds, then a modal will pop up, which is native to the Alice mobile app, and would prompt the user to sign off, 1 Ether or whatever cryptocurrency he's spending on the platform. Cool. So I'm just going to take you through a little code journey of what, let me just see 1 second. Yeah, I'm just going to take you through what it would be like coding inside of Alice. This screen is really small. Can we all see that? Is that good? All right, so let's just say, here's Alice. We want to build a crypto app inside of Alice, and I'm Benny Zhang or Nick Saloom from CryptoKitties, and I want to build CryptoKitties inside of this app. What you'd do is you'd fork the code, or you'd clone your repo from GitHub, and then you'd go into your apps folder, into our apps folder, and this is where you'd submit your application. So I've already done it and put CryptoKitties inside of here. And if you want to build out a CryptoKitties interface, you can see it's React code, and it looks a lot like when we're building for web, because you've got all of your access to JavaScript SDKs. And you can see here I'm pulling the CryptoKitties. I'm accessing the CryptoKitties API, which you can see. Wherever it is. That's irrelevant anyway. So I'm pulling some CryptoKitties and getting all of the information about the kitties and then rendering them into React Native code. And you can see I get things like the image URL so that I can display the kitties. And then let's plug this into the application itself. So what we do is place, I'm just going to uncomment this. So I'd place my, wrong one. I'd place my app icon for CryptoKitties inside of the app. And we'd love to do once you've entered code into the application, just predict the fact that you've now entered an app into the apps folder, and then automatically create the routes for you to do navigation. And if we go back to our application while we're in developer mode and we just look out here to see, there we have the CryptoKitties interface, the app icon, and once we click through to it, all of the interface code that I just showed you you can then see all of your cats pulled from the CryptoKitties API. And this is the second screen. So you got your tab browser as well, which is all in this code. You can see, oops, maybe these are like my kitties. This is my kitties tab, and maybe this is like a dashboard tab. And if you want to purchase one of these kitties, then you'd have another like great looking mobile native interface. But then it comes to decide this, like, what would a signing page look like? In MetaMask, you just get the gas fee or the transaction fee. You don't get any sort of rich media telling you about what you're signing against. And what's awesome about React and componentization is the fact that we can just stick a React component inside of the buy now screen, and then you'll see how much Ethereum the CryptoKitty costs, what your fees are, but also what you're signing against. So we really want to bring like a rich experience to mobile because you have a limited interface, but we want you to do as much with it as possible. And then you can sign off on your CryptoKitty. I'm not going to spend this money, but yeah. So that's pretty much a journey into where we're going with this whole super app concept. I hope you guys like the concept. We've gotten some good feedback at EdCon, and we're going to push really hard for this to be released as soon as possible. Yeah, look out for some Medium articles, and if you do want to be a part of the project, we're looking for as much open source developers to help us out with this project. Look out for some bounties on Gitcoin and Bounties Network as well. Thank you. Any questions?
This is not a question, statement. Have you considered plausibly that the super apps are popular in China because of ideographic language and not because of good firewall? So
Because of the what, sorry?
Ideographic language. So I've seen similar approach in Japan, but not that super. So maybe the key influencer is the user familiar with ideographic language, therefore not surprised by having loads of information.
What kind of language, sorry?
Ideographic.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the Daniel series, I think. So I do agree with what you're saying, because yeah, Chinese applications generally tend to have just a lot of information coming at you.
But actually on that note, so I started thinking in emojis, which is similar to ideographic languages, and I know that a lot of millennials are thinking in emojis these days. Like, it sounds funny, but it's real.
Thinking about it? Like you don't like talk to yourself in the mind, but you see like
Okay,
no, I mean it's a serious question.
Yeah, serious. Like, I speak 6 languages, okay, so every once in a while when I learn a language, I start thinking in that language, and I'm emoji poly. And therefore, like, I start thinking in emoji.
Wow.
Right? But I'm not,
I mean that's interesting.
I'm not the only one. I'm telling you, like, a lot of millennials. And recently, the Austin Griffith experiment with the millennials emoji game, right? Basically, like, they all transferred a lot of, I don't know what those emoji cards is with, but it's engaging a part of your brain, like, you're wired.
We as UX aware people should be very aware of this.
Absolutely.
I find myself over and over again like shocked with what 15 years old are doing, but then they are the customers that are about to enter the market or already on the market, and there are those who define trend. Like Snapchat, I couldn't understand Snapchat for months. I couldn't understand Snapchat.
Yeah.
So nothing shocks me.
Yeah.
But with the super app and your comment, Weiwu, I think that it's not about like trying to force WeChat onto a Western market. This is not an app. Here's the thing, that you have like the whole like Silicon Valley way of doing things. You have the kind of Chinese Asian way of doing things and thinking about digital products. And then the thing is with crypto that we're so early on, and each of those products, like local Ethereum is one of the best trending apps, right? Bounty Network
Yeah.
what it was. I mean that if we understand the internal process of users thinking, we might approach it on UX level.
Mhm.
So what I observed is in phonetic language like English, people tend to think about process. Inflection, for example, changing the word form from future to past tense. That is possible in a phonetic language where people think about process. So if I use a process, I think about what is behind it, and after that, how does it compute the sentence? Well, in the graphic language makes the user thinking tend to be noun-based. Well, I will convert a new word called nounify, which means converting things into nouns.
Mm.
So there's a lot of concepts listening together and verb sets conjure to make them happen. So if I see this kind of thing, I try to identify them as a lot of nouns on the screen.
Yeah.
Well, if you are familiar with phonetic language, you might want to construct a process in this.
Yeah.
Try to find a relationship between this,
Mm.
which will probably not work in this kind of user interface.
Yeah,
Hypothesis.
this is actually, so I show this app and I just put it in front of people who don't even use crypto. One of them, the other day, she's like, oh, this is cool, like I understand it, it's an app store, but I don't know what these things are, I don't know what these applications do. And then she even sat down and had the time to write out what the interface would look like, and it's, again, more explanatory, like you were saying with process. It's, okay, there's an image that shows the actual app icon, but then there's an explanatory note of what it does. So it'd be the icon, and then next to it would be CryptoKitties, buy and purchase digital assets in representation of a cat, or breed cats. So it would have to be more information rich, and I guess in the English language, a lot more of a simple interface, maybe a scroll view with all of these applications in a linear fashion rather than boxed up in grids. But it is also an interface that people are similar with in like the App Store on our phones. Any other questions or statements?
So I love this idea that that apps are going to be, that we're going to have these little kind of rendering components, right? And we've heard this from 2 presentations today that we want to have these rendering components in our, in the wallet or in the super app. Yeah. And as a app developer, I've always wanted to be able to kind of export rendering components that would show, in our case, this question, the state of this question, in anybody else's app. Do we have any idea how are we gonna where are we gonna put these? Like, are we gonna make something for your wallet? I mean, where are we gonna put our rendering components that are associated with particular stuff in our contract? I've got a contract on blockchain, right? Mm. Somewhere I'd like to publish for people a rendering component that they're going to understand that's going to get sucked into a bunch of different wallets and different apps. Is there any notion of how that's going to be organized in a decentralized way?
I think that is a very interesting question, because we would sort of have to have this online directory of maybe audited rendered components as well, and it'd have to be per different language, different APIs for different solutions. But I think it's a massive problem to be solved. From our approach, we wanted all of the code that's in the application to be listed on an interface that's also like publicly available to be audited and all open source. But yeah, an actual designated platform for that sort of thing would be an awesome.
So this is where I was trying to get to with the IPE package manager.
Yeah.
And the distributed storage layer in itself is a must. I mean, it's always been part of the stack, but part of the roadmap of the stack. Yeah. But yeah, it's really vague, and it's something that's seriously needed. But
yeah, it's an awesome idea. It's something that could be hosted on top of IPFS. You put all of your code on top of it, kind of like an open source GitHub that you can just view everyone's code. And maybe like if you have a smart contract, you want it to be abstracted out, you can have a token script implementation that is defined as the standard, a React interface is defined as the standard, a React Native interface is defined as the standard. That would be an awesome concept. Any other questions? Cool. All right, guys, thanks a lot for hearing me out. What are we doing? Lunch? Lunch is over there. So yeah, lunch is behind you. You can all head over there and chat.